A new season of The Dewarists takes us into new worlds as musicians collaborate with visual artists to create both song and art. While we watched the Matrix trilogy, marveling at the fluid, dance-like fight sequences, Pare was busy figuring out how to decode the technique. The Canadian photographer and videographer has mastered the art of handlighting, a unique creation using bullet time and stop-motion photography. Prashant Mistry was not an average 6-year-old. Not when you consider the fact that he was mastering the piano, flute, tabla, and harmonium from that age. He's now at the forefront of the Engineers Experiment, a bass collective that produces and mixes tracks for and with artists like Nitin Sawhney, Shiva Sound System, Basement Jaxx, and Sean Paul. I'm Monica Dogra, and Season 3 of The Dewarists brings a new avatar. Today, I collaborate as a singer, songwriter, dancer, and actor. Join me on a new season of The Dewarists. They say that the universe was created from one big bang. It resulted in two forms of energy, a duality that has existed and informed the world since creation. Despite the many names, there is one universal truth about it all. That one cannot exist without the other. A duality that affects our birth, life, and death in so many ways that it's become invisible to our everyday eyes.
Hey, hey! How are you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What's going on? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Come.
How do you feel in the mountains? What was the first kind of emotion that you felt when you drove in?
I mean, there's the feeling of it just being so vast and huge, and you feel so small in these places, but then you also kind of sense the connections between everything.
I'm very happy to be here and to have the chance to create something extraordinary with both of you.
Yeah. I almost felt like you were able to photograph people's auras in a way. It was like an aura painting.
This is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about the way we can bring together a kind of trinity of energies here. So we have the very organic human element, which is your voice. We have the technological bass element to kind of represent an ethereal energy. And then we have an illustration of how it might look. And I think bringing together those three elements is something that excites me. In what you're doing, there is the absence of light and the challenges of other light being around create the art form. So we're going from dark to light. I'm wondering if there's any parallel we can draw with that to bring back to sonic.
Even in music, the most powerful music has silence. Yeah. And in order to create your imagery, you need darkness.
Yeah,
but you need light.
And also need space and a moment where we stop and the dancer can breathe. Okay? And this is what we can reflect in the song too. I met Monica and Prashant, and it was a great meeting. We had a lot of ideas. We started just going a bit deeper with the process, where we want to go with this song and this the visual that I will create.
It's going to be fun to try and work out, while we're writing the music, how Eric can be displaying it, and also how Eric's ideas can then be brought back into the music.
This is good. I think
I have
there's a
goosebumps.
synchronous.
This is
yeah,
good.
me
Yeah, this
too.
feels good.
Yeah.
Right. With Eric, it was really interesting to learn more about his art form and how he puts it together. It's a very painstaking process, and it's not as simple as just, I'm just going to take a bunch of pictures and stick it together. It's a real You have to have a lot of imagination, constantly be picturing the output.
Photography came naturally into my life. I remember when I was about 7 years old, going to the dentist and looking at the pictures in the magazine. I was fascinated by the light on the skin. I didn't know at that time that I would go to become a photographer. And I did a few years of professional photography for some shooting people and some stuff. And then I got bored because I wasn't getting anything new into photography, wasn't creating anything new. I stopped and explored different things. And I met one of the greatest light painters in the world, Pare, very known for light painting. And I learned a lot from him and just watching him working. And then I had the chance to work with an array of 24 cameras and starting to have fun. And with that system, we tried to do some light painting. It was cool. Back when I was starting to do light painting, I didn't know exactly how it would turn out, but my first tests were okay. It was fun, but it was not enough. So I started just doing it over and over again every day. Even now, I'm not sure I'm really at that point, but I think it's getting good. For me, it's not a complete process, but I don't talk about it. I like to talk about what I'm doing. I know that people might start doing that, but even if all the population start doing that and they get better than me, I will learn from them and I will evolve with them. And the technique will get to another level, and that's perfect for me. I'm okay with that. When you have a new passion, something that you believe in, you just have to do it and it will come to you by itself.
To meeting Eric, I wasn't really surprised. He's kind of how I would have imagined him. He's very precise, he's very focused.
Stop motion is an old technique, light painting is an old technique. Mixing the two in that way is really hard, but there's so many different things that we can do. And this is what I want to experiment. So we try to do maybe 15 shots. Don't move more than 2 centimeters between each shot.
I went in and I let him do whatever he wanted to do, and I was not thinking, and I was just letting my body instinctually follow his direction.
Move, 3, 2, 1. Move, 3, 2, 1. Collaboration is always helping. We all getting better together by collaborating, and the song will reflect that.
We found ourselves on the same page pretty early on. It might be difficult to imagine how 3 artists who so clearly independent in their expressions could find a common ground. Turns out, we didn't have to struggle too hard. The ways we speak might be different, but we all seem to be saying the same thing.
The next stage really is now working out the vocal melodies and making sure that the track is there to support the vocal. I like that concept of having a word between as part of the riff. So remember we spoke about having like a sound and then a word maybe, and then another sound. So there's kind of that constant sense of contrast.
So talking about like a narrative.
Word, word. Word. Maybe something like that, I don't know.
I like that. An ongoing theme between all of us is the universe. The fact that it's infinite, it's constantly folding in on itself, and it's constantly in a state of expansion simultaneously. So the song is essentially about that. The light and the dark, the cold and
Monica's voice stands stunning as always. We had a nice jam and kind of worked out a few directions, but I think it's all going to come down to when we pick up a mic and hit record and start.
Ever since I was really little, I've always danced, I've always sung, I've always acted, and I never really saw a divide between those three. The rest of my life was just about finding what it was that I was good at, and I started to read the Bharatanatyam Shastra. One of the oldest works in the world describes this perfect harmony of art forms that are seen now in modern ideologies as completely separate. In order to fully understand one craft, you have to understand all of the different languages of art. So that became my theme. As an artist, I'm in love with the alchemical nature of art, period. It's an indescribable, palpable energy that makes you feel infinite. And some people discover it, become addicted to it like I did, and spend their whole lives chasing that high. Who is Monica Dogra is something that I really hope, honestly, I really hope I never stop trying to figure that out. It's important to me that I never lose my sense of discovery and my thirst to learn and become better. For me, things that transform the world for someone else who may feel like an outlier, I like to create art for those people so that they feel like they've got a friend in all of my work.
So yesterday was all about soundscapes and grooves and experimenting, and then today I think we're going to really work on the vocals and the actual melodic parts, right? Start putting a rough arrangement together for some of the soundscapey stuff.
The thing about him that struck me the most is he writes this kind of symphonic, electronic dance music.
The song is not surprising me. It's at the level I was expecting from Prashant. It's perfect, and this is something that works so well with stop motion light painting. It's very dynamic, and he has a crazy way of doing the rhythm.
In the UK, we're quite far removed from a lot of typical Indian culture. So our parents try their best to kind of show us glimpses of who we are. My older brother was taking piano lessons, so I started sitting in on his piano lessons when I was about 5 or 6. I had a real knowledge and thirst for learning about new music. And my brother bought a Roland drum machine back home, actually. I can't remember, I must have been 13 years old or something, maybe. And yeah, I just got deep into it and overdub over each one, so playback on one, record on the other, playback off one, record on the other, and just adding these sounds to the drum machine and so on. And that was probably my first kind of recorded tracks, I suppose, on tape. I never went to music college or university. I was self-taught on all the electronic stuff. And there's some knowledge I definitely missed out on, and I feel that. But the plus point is that I have a very open mind to problem solving, and I'll always find a way of doing things, even if it's not the way it should be done. I personally don't think about how the music will be received when composing it. We try and write to a feeling and channel some kind of energy that feels real to us. If you find yourself as a musician trying to follow trends, you'll end up constantly chasing your tail, and you'll always be behind because there'll always be someone that's done it first. So the best thing to do is always just write from the heart, be honest, and say something through your music, and then it will become more timeless.
I really love his musical narrative, his language, the way he handles strings, the way he handles even my voice when we record together.
I lost my way, but nothing.
Monica's voice, she has such a great voice, I want it to be the centre of the track. Monica's singing, there's a rhythmic influence that Eric can always be picking up.
After hearing the song and Monica singing, the image I had last night came clear. I did very productive insomnia last night.
Nice.
Try something with the hands and...
I saw the hands.
Feet.
Hands look really good.
No, just feet
hands.
and just hands after.
Okay. Once we get costume involved and proper lighting and stuff, we're gonna create something really, really amazing that hopefully no one's ever seen before.
A link between the visual medium and the sonic medium. We have this middle ground of dance. So something for him to capture and something for me to capture in terms of the footwork and so on. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun putting together.